Must appears many times in the uniform guidance, should appears many times too. But what does that mean to you for those two keywords? Must, what do you think about when you think about must? Like we must do something, or we should do something. What does that mean, we must? Absolutely have to. That's great because it's required, right? That's our interpretation. That's required, and that's, as Sarah mentioned to me yesterday, it's a policy. It's more like a policy that we are required to follow. How about should? I like the answer a lot because that's what we think too. We think it's the best practice or recommended approach. And internal controls, we talk about internal controls a lot. This internal control has some specific requirements. You can see the words must, a lot of musts are there. Those are the requirements we need to pay, we are going to follow. For instance, we must follow, we must provide reasonable assurance, and we must comply, evaluate, and monitor the compliance against federal regulations, and we must take prompt actions when non-compliance is identified. This is the one that I feel strongly about, because sometimes when we monitor or we do a risk assessment, we are going to find something. Then when we find something, do we report it? Do we take prompt actions? And based on this phrase, we actually began to implement a lot more internal policy, internal procedures to make sure that we can take prompt actions and we can follow up with the departments if we identify something that should draw the attention to them. And this also got us to think, like, is the effort reporting really sufficient for internal controls? Because effort reporting in the past is about certifications. There were different ways we follow the method and then we certify the effort. But now we are really talking about internal controls. Do we have enough risk assessment that we can incorporate? And do we monitor our activities? So think about those things and think about your internal system, effort reporting system. Do they have those things in place? For instance, at Northwestern University, I'm pretty sure we routinely monitor the salary charge against the effort certified. And we also routinely monitor the NIH salary cap. Has the NIH salary cap been met? The difference has to be paid by discretionary account or departmental account. Those are things we pay close attention to. And written policies and procedures. Also, do we have sufficient written policies and procedures to protect us? Because the next thing I'm guessing is that in the future, through an audit process, the auditors might begin to ask, do you have the written policies and procedures according to uniform guidance? So we are beginning to evaluate too, and then to make sure that we have sufficient internal policies and procedures.